What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. You know the saying, you know the motto, the mantra. We got more One Piece for you. A cover story. I think this has got to be like number 14, 13 in the playlist.
Think so.
Jinbei, First Son of the Seas, Solo Journey of Jinbei. Oh, First Son of the Sea. Never mind. That's the title. I thought I was just gonna say his epitaph to make it sound better. That's the whole title. That's Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece a lot. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us your favorite part about Jinbei as a character and your favorite part about the cover story. Why are we doing these cover stories? A lot of lore drops in the future. We got nightmares. We got murals. We got all kinds of theories. Oda's been sprinkling in theories the whole time. So we're catching up. We're seeing what we missed along the way. You let us know what we missed or what we're looking forward to on the next one. Don't really matter to us. Just write something. That being said, as always, Kev is going to help get started with chapter 751. First chapter of the
Yeah.
cover story.
So this starts out, and let's take a second to remember where we are. It's Sabo versus Admiral Fuji Torres. So this is height of Dressrosa. Sabo just got his devil fruit power, the Mira Mira no Mi. Excellent time for the actual story to be unfolded.
Dragon
We
Claw.
Dragon Claw, which we also just met Jinbei in the very last cover story that we had, where he as soon as he leaves, I forget his name already, but as soon as he leaves Caribou with him, he immediately starts off his own cover story. So let's jump into it. He's still in his bubble boat that he had
Yeah,
from the
yeah. It was
which
after
is pretty
Fishman
dope.
Island. He was like, "I gotta drop off Caribou to the fucking cops." So he drops him off to
Yeah,
G5 Smokers Gang that fucking burns people. So
yeah.
check out that cover stories to see what happened if he got burned or not. But then he's yeah.
Which which I don't know time wise, but was that before? Like, was that Virgo G5 or was that Smoker G5? I don't know if I
I
could ever
think I
timetable
think
that.
that was no smoker. Smokers on the way to go see Virgo G5
Oh, that would be, ugh. That's a tough time for G5, morally speaking. They
or
don't
Virgo
know.
or smokers already there. Yeah, this is the remnant. This is the G5 that didn't get taken on the trip. So I
Yeah.
think that says enough.
So Jinbei's just floating along. We do see quite a few different animals here. One of which is a squid, which is one of our recent nightmares on Elbaf. So it's also a pretty straightforward fear for most sailors and pirates. I bet the Kraken being a fear that makes sense. Then Jinbei comes along a lost little sea kitten, very sweet. Jinbei's a helper though, so he waits around until the sea dog officer comes to town.
Bro, and everybody is fucking hearing this kitten's sad story. All the fish are crying. Jinbei's like, all
Yeah,
right,
dude.
man, I'll help you out.
Yeah,
The dog
it's fine. I
officer.
mean, Jinbei. I mean, that's Jinbei for you. Jinbei took care of Luffy when he lost his brother after Marineford, so
Jinbei is like a brother. He's a big homie. You know what I mean? Like,
he's a solid guy.
yeah.
So then Jinbei goes along with the cat and the dog to just go make a report, I guess.
I would be making some weird creatures sometimes. It's like, okay, you just be letting them exist. Like, okay, bro.
Yeah. And so the cat was actually missing their whole entire town, and they come across that the town is actually completely gone. So
Jinbei don't believe it.
Jim
He's like, let me see it. Let me look at the ship.
he's like,
He's like,
wait, my eyes not working.
I
Like
know
there's
there's
got
a
to be
clear
something else
bubble,
here.
but I gotta see something real quick. But yeah, shit.
So even the officer. So this is the officer's town as well, and he's even confused of why it's gone. But then we see a ship up above. Now this ship has claw marks. Something I would like. Wow, this thing just came across a sea dragon or a sea beast.
Yeah, it looks like something literally tried to pick it up, or maybe try to
Yeah,
grab the top and grab the bottom. Broke off the side. The mast looks the mast is all torn to shreds. Um,
and so it is apparently sinking. Those are air bubbles above it, so
Hmm.
it is sinking down. And so he does come up to the ocean and or come up to sea level, and he saves the capsized ship, and so he gets obviously just a resounding thank you, which
just
is always
just
nice.
these and the things with the ships, like the One Piece feats of strength are never like dramatically crazy to the point where you're like, oh, that was crazy. But this dude picked up lifted up a ship from underwater to
Yes,
above the water.
yes,
Like that
yes.
is tough in itself. It's a ship loaded with people
Loaded with people,
and
and it's
water.
thank you.
Like
Dude,
this.
like half of this.
Oh, he's
I mean,
disconnected a little bit. Oh, you
oh,
disconnected just a little bit, but yeah, bro. Like the
my
ship
camera's.
itself. Oh, you're back. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a feat of strength, and it's
Yes.
impressive, and I'm gonna acknowledge
Yeah.
it.
And so after he just rescued everyone, they want to show off what they have. And here's a newspaper that he asked for, but he sees two of his homies. The update, this is way back when he had a $400 million bounty for both Luffy and Trafalgar Law.
So
Remember those
this had to
days?
be just after.
Or is it
Uh,
400,000?
for I think that's 400 million.
Okay.
Um, but or yeah. This is before the billion. Um, so this is after Punk Hazard. The
Mhm.
news got out from most likely the Marines that there's an alliance going on. He's reading about Doflamingo on the front page, though. Interesting.
Well, this had to be done. If we remember, one of the stipulations to get, I forget what it was, from Law was that he had to resign as one of the warlords. So he did have to put that out in the newspaper. So I do think that's probably what we're looking at here.
Hmm.
Moving on to chapter or volume 10. Not that article, this one, The Mob of Sea Beasts. So we get a pretty early look at these sea beasts rampaging in Port Town, which I don't think we see them again until Egghead, maybe?
These are the same sea beasts. I'm like, why do they look familiar? These are the
Am
sea
I
beasts that he took and he like
experimented on, right?
yeah, these are the sea beasts that he took and he experimented on. And that he was like, hey, these guys, it's very hard for them to lose their personalities, and that's why they were already very cantankerous, can
Yeah.
attack random strangers and stuff like that. That makes sense. Damn,
That is
Oda.
yeah, that is pretty interesting. I wonder if he knew more because being a fishman, being from Fishman Island, you do learn legends, whether they be fictitious or factual. So it's interesting if like he heard of a legend way back when, where it's like they've only done this when this person was alive. When Joy Boy was last seen, they rampaged to, or something like that. Who knows? I could be reading too much into it. Volume 11. Let's visit the port town. So Jinbei takes his little kitten that's lost, and he goes visiting. He wants to see kind of what the result of the rampage was, and see if maybe he can figure it out, or maybe lend a helping hand to anybody like there. I
It's
guess
like,
stuck.
yeah, but he's basically like, bro, what am I looking at? The cat's trying to describe it, and yeah, it's like, okay, like the ruins that sit up top of the port, like, okay, but like how though? Like how these get from underwater? I know I just pushed a boat from underwater, but how did these ruins get here?
Which, what are we thinking here? I feel like there's something here that connects it maybe to Wano, maybe to the ancient kingdom,
Maybe a knockup
that
stream.
maybe a knockup stream, maybe a knockup stream. What if a not? Yeah, well, did these? Do you think these just popped out, or do you think these fell on?
I think it shot up and fell down. But
Mm,
what I'm a big advocate. Uh, Aqua Laguna from Water
Sure.
7 being caused by. It wasn't caused, but it was certainly made worse when Aokiji flash froze the fucking ocean. That definitely added to the hurricane because the cold and hot water mixing. Um, so that makes me think like this has to be like something either natural, like a spring, like a knockup stream, or it's like something that happened in the story that caused it, but it was so unrelated that we're like missing it. But I don't know. I have to think about it a little bit.
That is interesting. I wonder if we'll ever, because Oda's already told us not all of our questions will be answered. I try to put it in two buckets. One, am I okay with not never finding this out? Or am I going to want to kill Oda for not telling me this?
Yeah.
It's like if we come to the end of One Piece and there is no One Piece, but it was always just a high goal for everyone to reach for, and it's like if there's no One Piece, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, it's like okay, like that's not cool. I think he already
Yeah,
said that that's not going to be it. It's not going to be like the
yeah.
friendship or something. But
I
he
hope
could be a
not.
liar. He could be a liar. Um, he's like shit.
Could be
No, that's not it. Um, yeah,
Volume 14. We come across like
a
this
shrine.
offering, a shrine, but it's missing the building or so it's like where did this go and what did this even look like? I guess that could be another question. Did it look very similar to Wano esque architecture, or not?
And then more ruins fall, and the cop. Like more ruins fall on top of
Oh,
the ruins, and the cop. Like yeah, yeah.
oh, so it is falling. It's not just erupting. Okay,
So
so
he's
yeah,
like,
knockup
okay.
stream,
He's like, okay, I gotta figure this out. That's when he
knockup
goes,
stream
this
confirmed.
is this the same? And then he goes underwater and he finds a huge mound, and it's what's his name,
Yeah, I knew who it was as soon as
Wadatsumi.
as soon as I saw his big ass.
I was
I
like,
was like,
wait a
ah,
minute, is this the? I thought it was the guy from the Hachi, like the squid from the
yeah.
Hachi cover story, but it's actually Wadatsume. Like, okay, and then what?
So
After
he's a
Luffy beat
sea
him up,
god, though. He's a sea god. That is interesting. I
which could
wonder if there's, yeah,
which just
there's
could
any
be a
meaning.
Dosun or whatever the giant, you know what I mean? Fishman. Maybe he's just a god, you know what I mean? Like hella big. Um,
Interesting.
but yeah,
Interesting.
after you got beat up by Luffy, he went up there and he saw like, hey, like there's all kinds of offerings and stuff like that. And then he went underwater. He's like, hey, look, there's a temple. We could put this on the like. So basically, Watatsume has basically been throwing these pieces to the top. So
Which he took it more of San Juan Wolf, I think, style of like San Juan Wolf was upset that he knocked over buildings when fighting Garp, and he tried to pick him up, but then when he picked him up, he knocked over more buildings.
he's like, oh,
This
my bad, my
guy,
bad.
yeah, he took something and he's like, oh, you know what? I should return the favor. Let's go ahead and give them a shrine,
Yeah.
which was the absolute wrong thing to do.
And it's like that shrine could have always been a. He could be older. That shrine could have been above land before, but then the sea rose, and so he's like,
Oh,
"Oh, this
yes.
is supposed to be above land." You know what I mean? But this shrine was also where the sea kings were, you know, sleeping, and so
Hmm.
once it got taken, they had no like place to sleep, and that's what made them cause like a ruckus.
Well, these people stole their sleeping pad. So, I mean, I get it, man.
Yeah.
Even though this got
While
well
they were
done.
sleeping.
Yeah.
So so
it's,
Jinbei
I caught
explains
him
it.
red handed type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jinbei explains it. Wadasume's like sorry. Like Jinbei explains it to the sea beasts, like the sea kings, and they're all like, "Yeah, okay, my bad. That's our bad." Like, all right.
And then, and then they also come across that what they found in the ruins was a poneglyph. which we later see Jinbei give over to Big Mom as like a bargaining chip to
Leave.
exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exit the Big Mom pirates. So I mean, this was all this cover story was necessary to get where we are today with our current alliance. So that is also important.
How did Jinbei get the piece to? Because you needed somebody of Jinbei's potential and caliber. Definitely needs a reason and a reason good enough for Big Mom to let him go. Besides just being like,
Yes.
I'm not part of this anymore. But he did it
Yeah.
like the honorable way, like, fine, fuck it, take like years away from my life. I don't care. I'm giving you a gift.